Following, you know. I don't. I will. I like that attitude. If you notice around the walls, I have some artwork around the walls. If you can take a look at that, that is panels and pages from the graphic novel that I've been working on for, I think, about 3 or 4 years. And I said to myself, this Valentine's Day, I'm going to put it out there. It's the best time of the year to do it because the main character, his name is Cupid, based on the classical god of love, Cupid. And I thought, I was going to get it out there. So the thing is, the storyline is about that Cupid, he's been setting up relationships for thousands of years. And the thing is, his eyesight's a little bit, is worn down a little bit. He can't see as good as he used to. His hands are a little bit shaky, So when he's up on the rooftops looking down on possible matches, and the way he can tell if somebody, because he can still do that, the way he can tell if somebody's going to be a good match is he can hear heartbeats. So when he hears a complementary heartbeat with two people, he knows that's a perfect couple. And he tries to shoot his arrow down at one of those people and have them look at the other person, and at the same time get an arrow in that other person and have them look. So it's quite a complicated thing to orchestrate. So when the story opens, he's extremely stressed out. He's on top of the roof, and there's a picture there. If you look at the back panel there, that's an image from the very first page of the book, and he's he's about to take aim, and when he does, he accidentally hits a wrong couple. And there's now this love affair that probably never should have been blossoming. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the background of how I came up with the story. I first came up with an idea in 2005 about a couple in a supermarket, and one of them is a guy who works in the office, an office job, and then he falls in love with this girl who works as a cashier in the supermarket. And I was like, how do I bring these two people together, because they've never really, it would be difficult to bring them together. So then I introduced the idea of what if Cupid had a hand and he accidentally set the thing up. So that's the plot of the overarching story. This book is actually the first book of a 3-book series. And I wrote the whole story out, and then I tried to do the whole book as a graphic novel. And do people know what a graphic novel is? Is that a term? When I say graphic novel, you're like, graphic. Like, what do you mean, pornographic? That's usually the reaction, when you say, yeah, I'm doing a graphic novel. They're like, okay, buddy, where are you having yourself? So yeah, it's kind of a comic book that's a novel thing. So, where was I?
But there is nudity in it, right?
Oh yeah, every page. Actually, all the characters are naked underneath their clothes. So, you can use your imagination on that one. So yeah, it's a long journey when you start a comic book, because you see, I studied filmmaking. That's my background, and it's very expensive to make a film. They don't tell you that when you sign up for the class. So a comic book is sort of a very accessible way to make a movie in some respects. But when I first thought about it, I thought, I'll just do storyboards, because that's a film, and I'll just do storyboards and that will be the comic book. And that was about 5 years ago. And I realized that comic books are a lot more complex than storyboards, because the size of the actual panel has meaning. Do you know what I mean? So, is this boring, you guys? Am I getting too technical? If I'm getting too technical, just yawn at me collectively. No, I haven't gotten that. Thank God. Collective yawn. That would be really tough. Could you imagine? Jesus, a whole room of people. So, yeah, you're interested in kind of the technical background of comics. Anybody? Comic fans? Is there any comic fans in the room? Comic people. Yeah, because